Grade 11, the heart and circulation. This is chapter 30, section 3. We're going to talk about the circulatory system and we're going to talk about the blood vessel. In this specific section, we're going to talk about the circulatory system. The circulatory system is the system in your body that is responsible for communication and transport of the different materials all around your body. It is responsible for transporting oxygenated blood. It's responsible for transporting food. It's responsible for the transport of wastes. So this is the transport system of the body. It is formed of the heart, the blood, and the blood vessels. Now we're going to talk about the heart. Okay, this is how a human heart looks like. The heart is divided into 4 chambers. 2 upper chambers, which are called the atria. Chambers means rooms. And then 2 lower chambers, which are called the ventricles. So the heart is formed of 4 chambers. The upper chambers are called the atria, and the lower chambers are called the ventricles. Between each atrium and its corresponding ventricles, so on the right side we have the right atrium and its corresponding the right ventricle, there is a passage, there is an opening, and this opening is closed by a valve. A valve always allows the passage of blood in one direction, which is from the atrium to the ventricle, and never to the opposite side. The same on the left side. The left atrium is connected to the left ventricle, but this opening is controlled by a valve. This valve only allows the flow of blood from the left atrium to the left ventricle, and never the opposite side. It's never from the ventricle and the atrium. As soon as the blood moves from the atrium to the ventricle, this valve closes and it prevents the passage of the blood from the ventricle back to the atrium. So we have 4 chambers, 2 upper, 2 lower. The upper are called atria, the lower are called the ventricle. To separate the right and the left side, we have a septum. A septum is the separator that is present between the left and right side of the heart. Whenever your heart contracts, it is going to push the blood into these blood vessels. We're going to talk about how this is happening in a few seconds. Okay, but where does the heartbeat arise from? The formation of the cardiac muscle makes it possible for the heart to beat. The heartbeat arises from a specific point in the right atrium, which is called the sinoatrial node. The sinoatrial node is present in the right atrium, and it starts the whole cycle. So whenever the sinoatrial node gets the electric impulse, it starts contracting. So the contractions occur in the both atria and then from both ventricles. So again, remember that the contractions of the heart, they arise from a point in the right atrium, which is called the sinoatrial or the SA node, that is responsible for the generation of the heart contractions. The atria contract together, and then the ventricles contract together. Okay, where is this blood going to, and where do we want to go? Let's see. We have 2 types of circulation. A circulation that goes from the heart to the lungs, and then another circulation that goes from the heart to all parts of the body. Let's check these out. Let's check these out. So the first one that goes from the heart to the lung. First of all, the blood is going to come to the right side of the heart from all parts of the body. Remember, the right side of the heart receives blood that's coming from all parts of the body. This blood contains wastes that include carbon dioxide and water vapor. So the blood coming from all parts of the body is going to pour into the right atrium, from the right atrium to the right ventricle, and then from the right ventricle it is going to be pushed through the pulmonary artery to go to the lungs. what's going to happen in the lung? It's the cleanup is going to happen. The lung is going to take the waste as the carbon dioxide and the water vapor, and it is going to provide this blood with oxygen. As we said in the previous lesson, the gas exchange that happens at the level of the alveoli allows the carbon dioxide and the water vapor to be expelled through the lungs, and it allows the oxygen to enter and then reaches the body cells. How is it going to reach the body cells? Through this air exchange. So right side of the heart receives deoxygenated blood from all parts of the body. It is going to contract and push it to the lungs. In the lungs, this blood is going to be cleaned and it's going to be provided with oxygen. This blood is going to return to the left side of the heart. So the right side of the heart receives deoxygenated blood. The left side of the heart receives oxygenated blood coming from the lung. Goes to the left atrium, left ventricle, and then through the aorta, which is the largest artery in the body, and then it is going to go to your whole body. Let's look at this. The blood flowing from the heart to the lungs, it's a very short circulation, which is called the pulmonary circulation. Okay, in this pulmonary circulation, the deoxygenated blood that was coming from all parts of the body is going to be pouring into the right atrium, then to the right ventricle, and finally to the lungs, where it's going to be purified and it's going to be loaded with oxygen. And then in the systemic circulation, this oxygenated blood reaches the left side of the heart, and from the left side of the heart it goes to all the body parts. So it's called systemic because it reaches all the body systems, and this one is called pulmonary because it only goes to your lungs. This is it for your chapter 30, section 3, and next session we're going to explain everything about the blood vessels.